Hey, what's up everyone? This is CJ and you guys are watching Just for Fun, and today I want to show some of the highlights. Devs talked about the gear changes, recalibration, weapon changes, talents in the world premiere of Warlords of New York. Let's just watch and you guys give your opinions. Is it good? Is it bad? Comment below. Let's watch that.
We've over the past few weeks, we've looked at recal, skill power, refactorization, we're calling it, the gear game, all that sort of stuff. Can we kind of clear that up, as well as the whole gear score 515 thing?
Yeah, that's right.
Because there's a little bit of complexity that goes on there as to who gets what and all of that. So where do we start?
So basically all of those Gear 2.0 improvements that we've talked about and the RPG overhaul, that's for everyone.
You don't have to buy. You don't have to pay a cent to get it.
So recalibration, stat storing, skill power, the new skill power tiers, all of that is for everyone.
God rolls.
TU8 God rolls being back, exactly. And then, right, so gear score 515.
That one's interesting.
Yes, so for all players in World Tier 5, the max gear score is no longer 500. It is now, there's new power to gain, which is 515.
Okay. That's good to know. And I just kind of want to give the example of how that works. So let's say I'm not going to buy Warlords of New York, right? I'm sitting at gear score 500. As soon as I go out into the world and things start dropping, they'll be somewhere between 500 and 515, maybe lower because there's still that stuff.
Exactly,
right?
But exactly, yep.
Okay.
So you'll have a range. So that range has now essentially been increased, and you'll notice that the 500 to 515 is going to be. They're going to be better gear pieces than 500, for example.
With all the UI changes and the way that the...
Yes. So you'll be able to see exactly in what ways it's better and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then we'll talk a little bit about what happens when you travel to New York and what...
Yes.
We're going to go... I think Andrada and Trek are going to talk about that with us a little bit later on. I go to New York, what happens?
Yeah. So when you go to New York, your first task is going to be trying to level up to 31.
Great. But before that, I don't see gear score anymore, right?
Nope.
I will be visibly level 30
You're
in
level
New York.
30, that's right.
Yeah.
But of course your gear will be as good as it was when you left Gear Score Town.
But you won't see gear score.
That's right.
If you're one of those people that leaves DC, you won't see gear score again.
That's right. Yep.
Cool.
That's exactly right. And then, of course, Warlords of New York is a journey from level 30 all the way to level 40. So we have a brand new level cap, which means you grow even more powerful than you ever could before.
Cool. All right. We did talk about these changes a few weeks back about changes to the core gameplay, you know, the RPG system, the way that drops happen. People
and we couldn't give all the context then.
Yeah, people will have famously known that we had a budget system about how loot was generated when it dropped. That's been changed, and now everything can roll God rolls.
It's what you see is what you get. Like you see a little bar, how high something can go. You know how close it is to being the perfect like God roll. You know if something's bad. You know if something's good. Gear is just much more straightforward.
Yeah,
that's one of the things we wanted to do. We wanted to make gear intuitive. Like you could just look at a piece of gear, read it, make a decision if you want to wear it immediately. So we've also removed a bunch of barriers to entry, like requirements on talents. So that you can get that joy of just like, oh, this piece is great. I'm going to try it on and try how it feels. So that's there.
Yeah.
A lot of obscure knowledge removed. You know, you don't have to know what can roll on what, etc. So those were kind of our goals: make intuitive gear with more build opportunities than ever before.
Cool. Ella says we have asset. What this?
What this?
Screenshot,
I think
it's worth telling people that regardless of if you own the expansion or not,
very important.
This will be the way that you experience loot globally across the game.
Yeah. And one of the things that you can see here too is the sort of extent to which we've made adjustments and changes. You can see like the Badger Tough brand set has a much more strong sort of profile and player sort of call to action, which is you start with an increase in shotgun damage, and then you go on from there, and you know, this is encouraging you to play aggressively to get up close and personal, and you know, it's going to boost your armor, but it's also going to give you armor on kill as well. And it's a blue core. brand set. And then you've got Wivenware, which is kind of, this is a few of our brands have gone through pretty significant, let's say,
Revamps. if you will.
identity,
Yeah.
brand identity revamps. So Wivenware is now a skill damage brand set. And there's been adjustments as well to Fenris, which is we're doubling down on what makes assault rifles effective, which is, you know, reload speed and stability. And we've sort of removed attributes from brand sets that felt perhaps unintuitive or counterintuitive to what you expect from that kind of a profile
Yeah.
for the brand.
Cool.
And those things, specifically brands, they will strike through even if you stay at level 30. Like if you can't buy the expansion, or maybe you can't buy the expansion yet because it's not end of the month and you don't have the cash, or whatever reason why you want to hold off, you can still play the game at level 30. You'll still get these changes to gear. You'll still be able to see the bars and all of this stuff. And in fact, if you stay at level 30, all your gear score 500 gear will stay gear score 500, but the actual power level will be up to gear score 515, which means there are new things to get and new things to grind for, even if you can't jump into the expansion quite yet.
Nice. That's always good to know. The other stuff, do you want to talk about Recal a little bit?
We should definitely talk about Recal.
I would love to talk about Recal.
Recal. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to say Pokédex, so maybe you should.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't either. Okay.
Yeah.
So Recalibration, as mentioned in the excellent summary trailer at the beginning of the stream, the idea is if you found something, a good roll once, and extracted it from that piece of gear, then you can just use that to your heart's content. So if you found a really good roll of crit chance for chest pieces, and you've extracted that at your Recal bench from that piece, then you can use that roll and put it on any chest piece you find from then on.
Okay.
And because you can do it an infinite number of times, once it's there, it sort of becomes this goal to find all of the best rolls in the game and fill that bench, right? And you can even see it in the presentation of the bench. It'll light up orange in each square when you have everything perfectly collected in there, etc.
It's also really satisfying when you see a piece of gear drop,
Yep.
and then you see that, oh, this is something that I actually, this is better than anything I have stored,
Yeah.
is very satisfying.
Cool.
I don't know if we have that on that image we just saw, but there are little chevrons under the bars to tell you how it compares to what you have in your bench. So you can make a decision on the fly. No, it's not in this older build. That's unfortunate, but still, the point is, if you can imagine a little white chevron under each of these bars to tell you how they compare to what's in your recalibration bench, and that will tell you whether or not you should keep it for the bench or if you don't need it. I think that's it's going to make like quality of life for being out in the field and deciding what to keep, what to trash, etc., a lot better.
Cool. I like that. The other thing that people may notice on here, so the skill tier stuff, we talked about that
Yeah.
on State of the Game when you were last on. For people who didn't get a chance to do that, to watch that stream, there's 6 skill tiers.
6 skill tiers, 1 for each slot of gear that you can equip.
Yeah. So that'll put you up there. And then there's also a way, we showed a video about the overcharged
Yeah.
turret, right? That's, the way I like to think of it is skill tier 7, that you can't reach any other way than through special
Yeah, it has
means.
this quality of, like, if we're referencing World of Warcraft, of bloodlust, like a
Yeah.
temporary, like, super boost that you can get every once in a while that will make your skills do really impressive things.
Can you tell, I would be very stupid if I did not ask you about what you can tell us potentially about weapons.
About weapons.
Coming-
I don't think we brought
coming in
a...
Warlords. We
We
don't-
didn't bring a screenshot of it,
No.
but so the way weapons work is quite simple. You're going to have your 2 core stats, which you'll recognize from the live game. So you get damage. You'll see how well they've rolled in terms of damage on a bar, just like all the other stats that we're showing now. And then the type bonus, crit chance for SMGs, etc. And then they have a third roll, which can be a lot of the things that used to appear as like static talents, like extra mag size or RPM, or even crit damage or headshot damage. So you can get this third bonus roll on orange weapons that can be a whole spectrum of different random attributes. So you can find an SMG with crit chance and crit damage on it, or an assault rifle with damage to health, which it already has at base, and then maybe headshot damage on it. Shoutout would be a good role.
Yep.
And then it has its active talent, which is the big active talent that it used to have, the one with a little hologram projection on the gun, etc.
Okay. Can you drop us any like hot nuggets about new weapons, exotic weapons? You got any?
We've seen a couple of
Yeah.
just before this segment we saw.
So what should we?
Let's call that one out, Lady Death.
Yeah. So should I describe
Yeah,
what it does?
let's go for Lady
so,
Death.
So the SMG with the gnarly looking spiky brass knuckles on the vertical grip is quite spicy, and it synergizes exceptionally well with a certain gear set that I'm not going to spoil or reveal. But let's just say it fits very well within the sort of niche of the aggressive, flanking, high tempo, movement based.
It's run and gun.
It is the epitome of run and gun.
Yeah.
As you're moving, you gain stacks, and you gain more stacks when you're sprinting. And when you're shooting, you consume these stacks to amplify your damage. And that's an important new sort of verbiage or nomenclature for our players to understand now. Is one of the big significant things that we're doing with Warlords of New York is we're actually doing a large pass over all of our sort of weapon talents and gear in order to make the descriptive text and how we explain what they do very, very intuitive and clear. So whenever you see something that says amplifies your damage, it means that it's going to take the big sum total of all of your bonuses and it's going to multiply it.
Including crit and headshot and everything. It's
Exactly.
going to take the final damage value and amplify it by that
So
talent.
it's very clear. So Lady Death, that SMG, has a talent called Breathe Free, and that's this, as you move, you're building stacks, and as you shoot, you consume stacks to amplify your damage quite significantly. And when you kill somebody, you get a run speed buff as well, which you can keep chaining and just go on a murder spree.
It's pretty rad.
It's pretty great. It's
You get
pretty
a
great.
you get a move. Sorry.
Yeah, on kill.
You turn into a frenzy barb.
You go.
If you want to go there,
sure.
that, yeah.
Yes. I'm so excited about
Give
that.
me your huddled masses. You're
Yeah.
meant to breathe free.
But on that note, like we want our exotics to do these big ticket things that are easy to understand, so they don't have the breakdown of like one big talent and then another and then a third holstered. So they have one big talent and then they have the
Yeah, I think
random rolls.
to sum it up, it's like I think we felt that we could do a lot more with less, to have a very impactful and meaningful talent without having a bunch of contingencies or things that needed to be sort of
It's not a whole novel to read.
exactly.
Anymore.
You can at a glance you can see and be like, oh, I play aggressive, I kill things better, I move faster.
Yeah.
That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye guys.